Welcome back to Bottoncino Bicycles. My name is Alex. In today's video, we're doing a restoration. Yes, you heard me right. No resto modding this time. We're really just restoring a bike. But that doesn't mean it's going to be boring. The bike that we're working on is an 80s Titan road bike, which right now looks pretty scuffed up, has a lot of scratches, paint is not in the best condition, but I'm confident that we can turn all this rust into some positive patina. I think this has the potential for a really cool looking rat bike. So stick around if you want to see if we can pull it off. Let's see what we can do. Let's meet today's patient. This bike certainly has seen better days. It's a customer's bike and they brought it in for a substantial overhaul. It's really quite rusty around the bottom bracket and chainstays. The chrome on the fork, however, is in surprisingly good shape. I have a feeling that oil is going to be our most important tool. I'm gonna pop these back in just so the holes are sealed when we wash the frame with water. With all this surface rust, you would think the bottom bracket is probably also in dire need of a service, but it's looking pretty smooth. To help remove the gunk, I'm gonna soak all this in oil. It's gonna be much easier to remove than if I was to try and wash this off right away. Oh, and this tape? No idea what purpose it served. Although for a minute I was worried it's holding a whole frame together. First use a brush with plastic bristles, fairly stiff ones. This is a dry kitchen cloth. that'll help us absorb all the dirt that we've loosened. So this is what that looks like now. And remember, this is before we've even come close with any water. The next plastic brush, this one's a bit softer than the one before. And again, we're going one step softer. Now this is a super useful cleaning tool. It's a grill cleaning sponge, and it's essentially some very fine steel wool, and there's a cleaner inside as well. If you think about its job on a grill, it's supposed to remove grease and rusty spots, so that's exactly what we want on the bike as well. And the wool is so fine that it basically acts as a pre-polish. And yeah, you can even use it on the polished rims. Obviously, I'm being very careful. I don't press down too hard, but look at the result. It's basically already polished. Oh, and the soap that is inside doesn't even contain any crazy chemicals or anything. It's natural soap. So probably next to the grease stick, this is my favorite bike tool that is not actually a bike tool. Now, I don't usually use the sponge on the frame or on the paint, but with this metal that is already exposed, I kind of want to emphasize that a little bit more and remove the rust from that area. And as you can see, there's all this orange rust on the paint here at the top, and it would probably come off with just polish, but that would be quite the pain, so I think this helps us a lot. I will also apply rust converter to large areas of the frame. Down here the rust was so thick that I figured it would be better to try and remove some of it before even using the rust converter. So I used a metal brush and even some auto saw on the frame. I think it looks a lot better already. I won't be using rust converter on the top tube because the rust converter turns all the rust and exposed metal black, and I think it would be a shame if we didn't leave this exposed seal there as it is. So I'm trying to add a little bit more shine to that. And down here where the surrounding paint is also black, I think this will add a really cool effect once the rust converter has dried up. to protect the paint and especially the exposed metal, applying a frame wax. I've polished all the parts as well as the wheel set, so we can finally start putting it back together. Decided to go for white wall tires on this build. Not only do they have a cool retro vibe, but they also don't add any color. So in general, also with the bar tape and the saddle, we decided to go for just black parts, because any color would take away from the frame, and the frame is really the centerpiece of this build. We don't want to draw too much attention away from it. Even after the rust converter has dried, you can still see the golden brazing line at the lug, which I find really cool. Decided to replace the black plastic dust cap with a silver metal one. By the way, if you're interested in getting your own custom build from us, just send us a message, or check out all the pre-built bikes that are currently available on our website. When I tried to adjust the shifters, I noticed that the limit screws were seized, so I had to replace the shifter, but I don't find that too problematic because the Sun Tool one definitely was not the stock one, so it's all Shimano now. And this should be about the right amount of accent color for this build. I chose blue to reflect the Titan logo on the head tube. Alright buddy, you need to hurry up. I was instructed that it's very important that the flower goes back on the build, so back it is. And with it, the build is complete. I'll see you next week, or you'll see me, either or.